Hi, I'm Brent Campbell. After sharing with you in my last video why so much of the food we have access to truly is junk as far as our bodies are concerned, today I will dive into which specific foods to avoid, though it'd take hours and hours to cover them all. My goal remains for you to walk away with some useful insights that you can apply to your life starting today. I'll do my best to keep it simple here, sharing a few of the rules that I live by, which will probably be more useful for you anyway. What not to eat, in order from bad to worst. Number 3, refined carbs. I'll give you a few examples. Bread, chips, crisps, even rice. They're all bad news. Not to mention, say, wheat thins, Cheerios, and goldfish crackers. You're drenched in glyphosate, which is the cancer-causing chemical and herbicide Roundup, which will finally be banned for residential use in the year 2023, next year. Thing about it is it's still in our packaged food and non-organic produce. We eat it. Beyond that, why are refined carbs so bad? Well, they possess zero nutritional benefit and only serve to satisfy a momentary desire while making you fat. Where do you find refined carbs? Everywhere food is sold. Why? They're shelf-stable, profitable, and it sells. When did you last buy, say, sauteed organic spinach at the convenience store? And as perhaps you've also noticed, it's a lot easier to sell a donut than a stalk of organic broccoli. So then, what about grains, you may ask? Well, in foods with refined grains like white bread, pasta, rice, crackers, and pretzels, the nutrient-rich bran and germ of the wheat have been stripped away. With the fiber, vitamins, and minerals removed, what's left of the grain has a high glycemic index, which means the sugars get absorbed into your bloodstream fast and lead to a spike and then crash in your blood sugar levels. 100% whole wheat is the only bread worth eating. If refined wheat is listed in the ingredients, it's just empty carbs and sugars. If you're going to eat whole grains, try your best to stick to whole oats, brown rice, and quinoa, where the grain is left intact. With that in mind, what should you eat instead of refined carbs? Nothing. Your body does not need them, or have some understanding what they do. When I eat my grass-fed burgers with avocado, goat cheese, jalapenos, and other goodies, you're damn right I eat it on fresh sourdough. I got everything else right, so I indulge in the delivery vehicle, knowing what's the bad thing in my meal, and enjoying it anyway. As I stated before, so long as you get the overall balance right, you can indulge 10% or more of the time. Number 2, fried foods. I know, I'm sorry, but fried chicken, French fries, donuts, and many of our favorite foods are slowly killing us. So why are they bad? Well, they're gut bombs. For starters, fried foods make you fat. Fried foods destroy your gut bacteria, which profoundly impacts everything about your brain and physical health. They also dramatically put you at higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Just to start, the more of it you eat, the greater your risk. Then you may get the healthiest pastured chicken available, but when you fry it, all the nutrition in it gets zapped away. So, if you eat something fried, understand that your body doesn't perceive it as food. All of it basically goes into storage around your belly, unleashing free radicals to go to town, actively damaging your body's cells. So, if you love the fried food, great, enjoy it. But please do so sparingly, as every little bit does damage to your body. And you'll need to eat a lot more of the right stuff to fight off the damage fried foods are doing. Not to mention getting plenty of exercise and restful sleep. When I'm offered a donut or some other treat I don't really value, I ask myself, do I want to wear it? Because that's what I'm going to be doing. Sometimes the answer is yes, and then I go for it with a smile. Most of the time, the answer is no, which simplifies things. What should you eat instead? Baked, grilled, roasted? Just don't char your food, as that makes your food carcinogenic, which I trust I don't have to tell you is bad. Or just realize you must balance your diet with other very healthy foods. Present me with KFC and I'll pass. If by luck I find myself at Sylvia's in Harlem, I'll say, thank you, ma'am. And then have seconds with a smile. Though I might sneak an avocado or some walnuts in to lessen the blow to my body. And if not yet in a food coma, I'll definitely go for an hour-long walk afterward so I can begin to feel human again. Now, the worst food for you. Number 1, sugar and artificial sweeteners. all forms of sugar, real and artificial, are terrible for you. Full stop. For decades, the sugar industry kept the truth from the public. Sugar, not fat, is the primary cause of heart disease. Sugar profoundly negatively affects your lifespan, health span, brain, mood, teeth, joints, skin, liver, heart, pancreas, kidneys, and of course, body weight. Not to mention your sexual health. Where do you find it? Everywhere. From pasta sauce, to yogurt, to salad dressings. And that's just the beginning of what's wrong with many flavored fruit products. Packaged goods companies have taken the fat out of food out of well-intentioned consumer pressure and pumped in harmful artificial sweeteners and chemicals that deeply damage our gut or microbiome. Are there healthier alternatives? You can try green stevia, monk fruit, or local raw honey, in moderation, of course. Or fruit. The fructose in sweet fruits is, contrary to popular belief, often bad for you. Fruit comes with fiber, water, and chewing resistance, which takes more time to eat and digest, meaning that the fructose hits the liver slower than refined sugar. Do you really need it though? Personally, I discovered that I don't have a sweet tooth, which I didn't realize until I stopped eating sweetened foods. But like I've said, I do enjoy beer, which is pretty much the same thing as sugar, except it has alcohol that makes it even worse for me. So I indulge sparingly, knowing that I've got the healthy balance, and that's how I handle it. Whenever I'm talked into eating a sweet treat nowadays, which happens no more than once a month, I'm always shocked by the feeling of the sugar spike hitting my bloodstream. It's not a good feeling. And then a few minutes later, I crash and just feel gross. So then, what about zero-calorie artificial sweeteners? Many will argue that they're even worse, actually. They destroy your gut, making it harder for your body to absorb the nutrients it needs to perform vital functions, which of course leads to disease and all sorts of unpleasant things. Meanwhile, they don't help you lose weight either. In fact, a recent study showed that saccharin and aspartame cause more weight gain than sugar. Studies have found that artificial sweeteners actually stimulate your appetite, increase your carb cravings, and stimulate fat storage and therefore weight gain. Meanwhile, sugar substitutes have been clinically linked to numerous awful cancers and diseases, not to mention minor chronic health issues like allergies and headaches. Since I don't have a sweet tooth, I usually politely decline when sweets are offered to me. And it's not a big deal. My family, though? To my bewilderment, they appear to be addicted, as many are. I don't know the answer for them other than to keep educating myself, answer their questions well when they ask, and then lead by example through my own diet choices and the clear enjoyment and satisfaction I derive from them. This is already getting long, so I'll stop for now and get into the next batch of foods to avoid in the next video. So for today's video, to summarize, the 3 worst foods are: number 3, refined carbs or pretty much anything in a package. Number 2, fried foods or gut bombs. And then number 1, sugar, natural and artificial. Good luck avoiding them, huh? Actually, it's not as hard as you may think. I shall continue explaining. Until then, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe so you can stay tuned. See you next time.